What's up everybody, RNC here. Sorry it took me so long to start releasing these build videos. I know a lot of people have been asking in the community, but our team has been busy lately trying to make sure we put up good scores in all the hard mode trials, so we have had our hands full. But here it is in this video. We'll be going over one of the strongest Magicka DPS characters in the game right now, being the melee Magicka Templar. Yes, you can play Magicka Templar both melee and ranged very effectively, but in this video we're going to go ahead and focus on the melee version. So let's get right into it. Starting with the character and its stats, we are using by stat food, obviously, not drinks, which is max health, max magicka. There are many versions of it. Use any you want. For our buff potion, we are using the essence of spell power, which gives you major sorcery, major prophecy, which is your crit, and your major intellect, which is your magicka recovery. Do not use entropy. Do not rely on any other group buffs. Use pots. This is the only way to do endgame content. The way you make these pots is cornflower, lady smock, and water hyacinth. Use it on every single Magicka character. As far as my stats go, this is my main bar. This is what they look like. 41k Magicka, 17k health, which will be buffed in a group by Eben and Warhorns. So in a trial I set around 20k actually. 23 or almost 2400 spell damage, almost 70% crit with 2 sharpened weapons. I am a vampire and I am using the Thief Mundus. The reason why we want to be a vamp is for the passives. The most important one is the Undeath, which reduces your damage dealt to you when you fall below 50%. This has saved me many times in hard mode trials because you do take a lot of damage. And secondly, which is also very nice, is the magic recovery, so it does help you a little bit with the sustain. My character is a high elf. I highly recommend being a dark elf. It does produce the most damage, but being a high elf, you get a little bit more resource management, you get a little bit more recovery, and the damage loss is very minor. It's almost no different at all. Let's get into the gear. So for the main 5-piece set, we are using Burning Spellweave. This does a ton of damage. This is an amazing set, and you can keep it procced literally all the time. Max Magicka, spell damage, spell crit. When you deal damage with flame abilities, you have a 20% chance to apply Burning status effect, which increases your spell damage for 600 for 8 seconds, and that occurs every 12 seconds. So it does have a 4-second cooldown, but even then, this still does a ton of damage. Another set that you can use instead of we're wearing all light, all divines, obviously, to boost our Thief Mundus. Another set that's very nice in trials, especially when you have a good horn rotation, is Mother Sorrow. Max Magicka, spell crit, spell crit, spell crit. So if your team does keep up horn rotation and you have at least 4 or 5 horns going off at the same time, keep that crit buff going. This is definitely the way to go as well. And then lastly, as our main set, you can use Twiceborn Star. This set is always strong, always reliable, and if you do find that your survivability is not that great, use it because it gives you that health bonus as well. When you're using Twiceborn, make sure you use the Thief and the Shadow Mundus Stone. Our secondary set is Infallible Aether. Now this set is very strong, and the main reason why we use this or Moondancer is because of the Minor Slayer. Minor Slayer is OP. You need to use it. Don't use willpower. Use Aether, especially on the jewelry. We have 2 sharpened Aether swords as well. One with a spell damage enchant, the other with a flame damage enchant, both sharpened again. And 3 infallible Aether jewelry, all spell damage enchanted. You don't need recovery. You will have sustain from your healers in the trial. The back bar, we're using a Maelstrom Inferno Staff sharpened. This is definitely best in slot. Use it. Buff your blockade, buff your light attacks. It's very strong. Another option to go here, which would be even better than Infallible Aether, is using Moondancer. Unfortunately, I don't have a second Moondancer sword, and this one is even precise. You could run a precise and a sharpened sword if you'd like, but I definitely need another Moondancer sharpened sword before I start running Moondancer. But this set is really strong as your secondary 5-piece because of that 5-piece set. You can get either spell damage, or you can get magic recovery for 30 seconds. And you can change these buffs anytime by hitting a synergy. So this is definitely best in slot. If you can, farm Maw of Lorcage. Even on normal mode, it does drop from the last boss or chests. So do farm it. It is best in slot. Lastly, we're running Grathdar as our 2-piece monster set. This set is absolutely broken. It's way too OP. So don't even think about using anything else on a melee Magicka Templar. We are running 5 1-on-1, so my head is medium and my shoulders are heavy. Again, all divines to boost the defundus. If you don't have Grathdar yet, feel free to use Scoria. It is pretty strong as well, but not as strong as Grathdar. This is second best. And then again, if you don't have Infallible Aether or Moondancer swords, the willpower swords work really well. It's not a major DPS loss. I've used it before. It's still very strong. So if you don't have Moondancer or Aether sharpened swords, just buy 2 sharpened willpower swords against spell damage, flame damage, enchants, and use them. They're really strong as well. Let's get into the skills. For the skills, our main bar, our dual wheel bar, our first skill is Inner Light. This is a given 5% max Magicka plus 2% from the Mage's Guild passives. Second skill is Reflective Light. This is not only a strong single target dot, but it hits up to 3 additional enemies when they're close by. So try to keep this up 100% of the time. Our next skill is Radiant Oppression. This skill obviously has been broken and is broken. I think will be broken for a very, very long time. It's the strongest execute in the game, which makes Templars so damn strong. Our fourth skill on our bar is Harness Magicka. Now, many people think, well, if you're focusing mainly on DPS, why would you have a shield? Here's the thing. If you're dead, you're doing no damage. So make sure you have a shield, especially for the hard mode trials, which do put out a ton of damage onto you. So make sure you shield. Don't just rely on your healers to heal. Especially when a healer goes down, you have to have a shield on your bar. Our main spammable for most of the fights is Puncturing Sweeps. It's an amazing skill. It heals you. It hits up to 3 enemies, so this is what we spam most of the time. And lastly, our Shooting Star. We mainly use this on single target long boss fights and for the 2% max Magicka increase from the Mage's Guild passive. Mage's Guild passive, just to show you real quick if you're not familiar with it, it is Magicka Controller. Increases your max Magicka and your Magicka recovery by 2% for every Mage's Guild ability slot, so it's really strong. Keep it on your bar. Our back bar, our Maelstrom Staff bar, we're using Inner Light again, and I'll go over why we double bar Inner Light in a second. Our second skill is Blockade of Fire. With the Maelstrom enchant, you're buffing your light attacks, and this dot itself lasts 8 seconds. One of the strongest, if not the strongest, ground AoE dot in the game. Use it. Always keep it up 100% of the time, especially when you're wearing Burning Spellweave. Our next skill is Ritual of Retribution. This skill is really nice, but only when you have 3 or more adds to deal with. If you have 2 or less, I would not use this. I would use a single target rotation, which I'll go over in a second. But 3 or more adds, definitely keep this up. This is a really, really strong dot and a heal, and it has crazy big AoE. Our next skill is Rearming Trap. Now the trap itself doesn't do much damage, but what we're looking at in the middle is you'll see it grants Minor Force, which increases critical damage by 12%. We do have a lot of crit. All trial builds and PVE builds are based on crit, so we do want to buff our damage with this Minor Force. Lastly, our Blazing Spear. This is our main AoE spammable, so when there are 3 or more adds up, just spam the skill. You put down your Blockade, Ritual, Trap, you can hit a Reflective Light, and then spam Spear until there are 2 or less adds remaining. Lastly, Fury Rage. This skill is absolutely broken. Now, there are 2 ways that we're going to use this skill. One, AoE. When there's a lot of stuff up, save your ultimate, use the skill. It is expensive, but it's worth it. So any ad phases, beginning of boss fights, we are using this skill. This is incredible damage. By itself, it does more damage than Shooting Star, But in a long fight, you have to remember that Shooting Star grants ultimate back to you every time it hits one or more targets. So gaining faster ultimate in the long run will give you more damage using Shooting Star and spamming it. But in short bursty fights or AoE fights, definitely use Fury Rage. It is absolutely broken. It's OP. Now, what I wanted to go over with a lot of people asking me, why would you double bar Inner Light on Magicka builds? And I'll tell you why right now. The Inner Light buff gives you Major Prophecy, right? What it says on the bottom. So if we take this off and put on a different skill, our main bar crit is at 68.1%. When we switch bars, 55%. Now, you may think, well, we're using Major Prophecy pots, so when I hit the pot, there's my 65% crit again. So we're not losing the crit. But when we look at the character sheet, there's our Major Prophecy buff. I swap to my Inner Light bar. Now this Major Prophecy buff is taken over by Inner Light. It's no longer taking it from the pot. So when I switch bars again, boom, the buff is gone. So now on this bar, we're back down to 55% crit, which is a huge DPS loss, especially in AoE situations. And we do spend quite some time, about 3 seconds in our rotation on this bar. So double barring Inner Light on all Magic characters is a must. So use double bar Inner Light always. Just to go over the CP real quick. Green Tree, 100 Magician, reduced Magicka cost. 87 into Arcanist, just for a little extra sustain. Blue Tree looks like this. Elemental Expert, 100 in here. 51 into Elfborn, 1 into Spell Erosion. The rest of the points we dump into Thaumaturge. These were given to me by Alcast. I can't take credit for these. He said they work very well. We're not sure if they're their best ones, but they have been working for us so far. And then lastly, this is a very safe way to do the red tree. 80 Hardy, 80 Elemental Defender, and the rest into Bastion. But the red tree is very, very situational. For Maul Larkage, I suggest going 100 Elemental Defender, 27 into Hardy, 27 into Bastion, and then putting the rest of the 33 points into Thick-Skinned. But it all varies depending on what you're doing and what trial you're going into. So this is very, very situational. So the rotation will look as follows. We buff with Inner Light to get the Empower on our fully charged heavy attack. As soon as our fully charged heavy attack goes off, we drop Trap, and then ulti right away with the Fury Rage. Blockade, Reflective Light, 3 sweeps to fill our damage as the dots are going off. As soon as the 3rd sweep goes off, we're getting ready to swap bars and reapply our dots, which is the Blockade and Reflective Light, because the rearming trap does last 16 seconds. And this time we do 4 sweeps instead of 3 because we didn't have to reapply trap. As soon as the 4th sweep goes off, we're ready to restart the rotation from the beginning. So we go Trap, Blockade, swap bars, Reflective Light, and sweeps 3 times, then just Blockade, Reflective Light, and 4 sweeps, and so on and so forth. In an AoE situation, while this is pure single target, we would simply add on our back bar Blazing Spear, then Ritual Retribution, then Blockade, then Trap, then Reflective Light, and instead of doing 3 or 4 sweeps, we only do 2. So keeping Blazing Spear, Ritual, Blockade, Reflective Light, all those AoE dots would be a really, really big increase when you have 3 or more adds up at the same time. So do use that rotation for AoE. Now, many people ask, when is it a good time to start beaming? When is it a good time? When does it actually increase your damage and out DPS puncturing sweeps? Here's the answer. As soon as you see the boss hit 40%, what you're going to want to do is keep up your dots the main dots, which is trap, blockade, reflective light. And instead of using 3 or 4 puncturing sweeps, you're going to use 2 or 3 radiant oppressions. So as soon as you see that boss go under 40, you're going to trap, blockade, reflective light, 2 beams. Blockade, reflective light, 3 beams. As soon as you see the boss go under 20, however, you drop your rotation completely right away. Keep up trap, light attack, and beam. Now, many people make this mistake is when they start spamming beam under 20%, they run away from the boss. The key is to stay in the pocket, keep your trap down to increase every 5 or 6 beams to increase the crit damage, and make sure that you light attack weave how we're doing right now. You see that light attack before the beam, light attack then beam, light attack beam, just so you can keep your weapon damage and spell damage proc on the boss the whole time. It will be a huge DPS increase. Losing almost 400 spell damage by running away and just beaming is not the smartest thing. So make sure you do light attack weave with beam. If you have any questions or something is unclear in the rotation, do let me know, please, in the comment section below. So that's the basics of the build. Just to clarify, I have done all the hard mode trials in this game using this exact build, including Maul of Larkash hard mode. We actually are holding the number 4 score in the world at the moment. This is the same character that I used for the 146k run. It's a really, really nice score. We could do better, but this build really produces amazing results, and I hope this works for you as well. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and subscribe button. I will really appreciate it. And there are a lot more videos to come. I'm going to cover all the PVE builds that I have used in trials very, very soon. So hope to see you next time, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.